Hi everyone, welcome back to our another Python tutorial, and in this Python tutorial we are going to see what is the OpenCV library and why should we need to know about it. Also we are going to see top 10 basic OpenCV methods in this tutorial. And if you guys don't know what is OpenCV, OpenCV is an open source library which is very useful for computer vision applications such as video analysis, CCTV footage analysis and image analysis. OpenCV is written by C++ and has more than 2500 optimized algorithms. There are many companies using this library today such as Google, Amazon, Microsoft and Toyota. We can easily install it in any operating system like Windows, Ubuntu and Mac OS. And in this tutorial we are going to learn a lot of things about OpenCV, but before we get started, if you guys are new in my channel, then please subscribe, like this video and press the bell icon for the future videos. And if you guys have any question about this video, please let me know in my comment section. That's it guys, let's get started. In this tutorial, first we are going to see how to install OpenCV in our computer. For installing OpenCV in our computer, go to Windows search bar and search by CMD. Now open your CMD and type pip install opencv-python and then type enter. In a few moments OpenCV will be installed in your computer. In my case, OpenCV is already installed in my computer. Now after installing OpenCV in our computer, now we will learn top 10 basic OpenCV methods. And the first method we are going to learn is how to read image using OpenCV. To read an image using OpenCV, the syntax is, first we have to take a variable and then we have to call our OpenCV by cv2 and then we have to call a function which is imread and then we have to paste the path of the image file. Now let's see an example. For practicing OpenCV, open your favorite code editor. In my case, I am using PyCharm IDE, and if you want to use this IDE also, link of this code editor will be given in the description. Now, after opening your favorite code editor, simply create a new project and inside this project, save an image file. In my case, here you can see that I have already created a project file called intro, and inside this intro project file, I have an image face.jpg. And I will be using this image for practicing our OpenCV. Now close this image and then simply click right on our project folder, go to the new section and from here select the Python file. Now give a file name and the file name will be main.py. Now for reading an image using OpenCV, first we have to import OpenCV and we have to type cv2. That's it. After importing our OpenCV, we have to create a variable and then call our OpenCV typing cv2 dot. Now we have to import a function which is imread, and inside this function we have to simply paste the path file name of the image. Now in my case, here you can see that I have a face.jpg image in my project folder, so that's why we have to simply type face.jpg. After reading the image, now we have to show the image. So for showing the image, call our cv2 and then we have to call a function which is imShow, and then here we have to give a window name. It means the name of the screen, and here it will be output image, and then here we have to type our image parameter. That's it. And then we have to call our cv2 again. Then we have to add wait key and we have to pass 0. That's it. Now if I run this program, here you can see that we have our output image, and this program is now simply showing us an image which we have given in our imread function. And after reading the image, we have used our imShow function so that we can see the image. So that's it guys, this is how we can show an image using OpenCV. After reading an image, now it is time to move on our method 2. And in this method, we are going to learn how to write an image using OpenCV. To write an image using OpenCV, the syntax is, first we have to take a variable and then we have to call our OpenCV by writing cv2 and then we have to call a function which is IamWrite, and then we have to paste the path of the image file. Now let's see an example. For writing an image using OpenCV, first we have to import our OpenCV using CV2. Then we have to give the image into our OpenCV so that our OpenCV can read and store the image. Now we have to write the image. So for writing the image, we have to call our CV2, and then we have to call our IamWrite function, and here we have to give the name of our output image, and it will be output.jpg, and then simply we have to pass our input variable. In our project folder, here you can see that we have only two files. One is our input image, which is face.jpg, and our another file is main.py. Now if I run this program, our program will generate a new file in our this folder. Now let's run this program, and here you can see that we have generated a new image which is output.jpg. Now open this file, and here you can see that we have generated a new image called output.jpg. After learning how to write an image using OpenCV, now let's see our method 3. And in this method, we are going to learn how to get an image information using OpenCV. And by using this method, we can find the shape values of an image like height and width pixel values. Now let's see an example. For getting an image information using OpenCV, first we have to import our OpenCV using CV2. Then we have to create a variable, and then we have to read the image, or we have to store the image using IamRead function. Now for getting the image information, we just have to print our image dot shape. And if I run this program, here you can see that in our terminal we have three values. First one is height, second one is width, and the third one is the depth. Now if you want to print the height and width differently, you can do that also. Just go to the program and create a print function, and then give a name. So I will be printing our height first, and then we have to call our image variable, and inside our image variable we have to call shape. And if I go to my output, here you can see that we have three different values, and consider these values as an array. So our index number of our this first value will be 0, 1 and 2, and I want to print our height first, so that's why we have to pass 0. Now if I run this program, here you can see that we have our height 339. Now using the same way, we can find out the width also. Just simply copy this one and then paste it here, and then change the name, and it will be width, and the shape value will be 1. Now let's run this program again, and here you can see that we have our height and our width. After learning how to get image information, now let's move on our next method. And in this method, we are going to learn how to rotate an image using OpenCV. And using this method, we can easily rotate images using OpenCV library. Now let's see an example. For rotating an image using OpenCV, first we have to import our OpenCV using CV2. Then we have to create a variable, and we have to call our IamRead function so that we can read or store the image. Now for rotating the image, first we have to store the height and width value also. So let's create our variable height, and then let's create our width variable also. And these two value is stored in our image.shape, and then I want to save both of the values, so that's why after colon we have to type 2, and then we have to create a variable. Then we have to call our CV2 dot, and then we have to call a function which is get rotation matrix 2D. And inside this parameter, first we have to give the width, and we have to divide this width by 2. Then we have to take our height, and we have to divide this value by 2, and then we have to pass the degree and the scale. And then let's take another variable. Now call our CV2 again, and then we have to call another function which is wrap f fine, First we have to pass the image, then we have to pass the calculation which we have done here, and this calculation is stored in our this variable which is rotate image. Now type our rotate image and then pass our width and the height also. And now I want to see our rotated image, so that's why call our cv2 dot imshow, and here we have to type the screen name which is rotated image, and then we have to pass the variable which is final image. Also I want to see our original image also, that's why call our imshow, and here we have to type original, and our original image is stored in our image variable. Now let's run this program, and here you can see that we have two different images, and this is our original image, here you can see that, and this is our rotated image, and this image is now rotated at a 70-degree angle. After learning how to rotate image using OpenCV, now it is time to move on our next method, and in this method we are going to learn how to transpose an image using OpenCV. We can use the transpose method to rotate an image directly at 90 degrees by using cv2.transpose function. Now let's see an example. For transposing an image using OpenCV, first we have to import our cv2, and then we have to take a variable, and inside this variable we have to store our input image using imread function. For transposing we have to take a variable. Now call our cv2, and then we have to call a function which is transpose, and I want to transpose the image. Now I want to see the image, so that's why call our cv2.imshow, and we have to give a screen name which will be transpose, and then we have to pass the variable rotate image. Also I want to see the original image, so that's why cv2imshow, and we have to give a screen name original, and our original image is stored in our image variable. Now let's run this program, and guys, here you can see that we have our original image, and here is our transpose image which is now rotated at 90-degree angle. After learning how to transpose an image using OpenCV, now it is time to learn how to capture videos using OpenCV. OpenCV has a function to read video which is cv2.videoCapture. We can access our webcam using 0 in the function parameter. If you want to capture CCTV footage, then we can pass RTSP URL in the function parameter, which is really useful for video analysis. Now let's see an example. For capturing videos using OpenCV, first we have to import our cv2, and let's take a video variable for capturing our video. First we have to call our cv2, and then we have to call a function which is video capture. Since I want to capture the webcam, that's why we have to pass 0, and then we have to take while, and it will be true, and if everything is true, then only we will be running this program. So first we have to check, and then we have to take our frame, and then call our video variable, and I want to read the video. So after reading the video, I want to show the screen, so that's why call our cv2, and then call our imshow, and here we have to give a screen name which will be frame, and here we have to pass our frame variable. After learning how to capture videos using OpenCV, now it is time to move on our next method, and in this method we will learn how to crop an image using OpenCV. If you want to crop your image, you can easily do this in OpenCV. Now let's see an example. For crop an image using OpenCV, first we have to call our OpenCV, then we have to take a variable, and inside this variable we are going to save our input image using imread function. And then we also have to store our height and width value inside some variables. So let's take some variables. First one will be height, and then let's take our width variable also, and our height and width is stored in our image variable. Now we have to call our shape, and then I want to take only two values, height and width, so that's why we have to pass 2. For cropping this image, we have to define the start row and a start column, end row and end column, so that this program can understand from which area this image should be cropped. So first we have to take our start row, and then we have to take our start column, and now we have to pass some integer values so that this program can understand from where the cropping should be started. Since they are integer values, we have to take int, and we have to take the height, and we have to multiply this value with 0.15, and then in the same way we have to define the width also. So let's take our width, and we have to multiply this value also by 0.15, and using same method we have to define the end row and end column also. Now copy this one and paste it here, and here instead of a start it will be end row and end column, and for the end height and weight I want to increase the value, and it will be 65, and then we have to store the final image inside a variable. So let's take a variable and then call our image, and then first we have to start with our start row, and this start row will be finished by our end row, and using the same way we have to start our column, and then we have to end the column. And now it is time to show our cropped image, so that's why call our cv2.imshow, and then we have to give a screen name, and it will be cropped, and our cropped image is stored in our cropped variable. Also I want to see our original image, so that's why call our cv2.imshow, and here we have to give the screen name which will be original, and then pass our original image value. Now let's run this program, and here you can see that this is our original image and this is our cropped image. After learning how to crop an image using OpenCV, now let's move on our next method, and in this method we will learn how to blur an image using OpenCV. Using this method, if there are times you don't want to show a part of image or a specific area, then this method can be used to blur the image. Now let's see an example. For adding a blur effect using OpenCV, first we have to import our OpenCV using CV2. Then we have to take a variable, and inside this variable we have to store our image using imread function, and we will be using kernel method for adding this blur effect, and this kernel function is stored in our numpy. So first we have to import our numpy, and then we will create a short name for our numpy, and it will be np. And then let's take a variable so that we can apply our kernel method, and the variable will be also kernel. Now call our np, which is numpy, and it will be once, and here we have to pass some values of this kernel method, and our first one will be 7, 7, and then we have to call our np function, and it will be float 32, and then we have to divide this value by 49. And now let's blur our image, so that's why let's take a variable and then call our OpenCV, and inside this OpenCV we have a filter 2D function, and here first we have to pass our image, and then we have to pass -1, and then we have to pass this calculation, and this calculation is stored in our kernel variable, so that's why pass our kernel. And now let's see our output image, so call our cv2.imshow, and now let's give a screen name, and it will be blurred, and then pass our blurred variable. Now if we run this program, and here you can see that we have our output image, and this image is now blurred. After learning how to blur an image using OpenCV, now it is time to move on our next method, and in this method we are going to learn how to create image pyramid using OpenCV. OpenCV provides two useful methods for pyramid functionality using pyrdown function and pyrup functions. Now let's see an example. For creating image pyramid using OpenCV, first we have to import our OpenCV using CV2. Then we have to take a variable, and inside this variable we have to save our input image using imread function, And in this pyramid, I will show 3 different images. One is our original image, another one is a smaller image, and another one is larger image. So for the smaller one, we have to take a variable, and then we have to call our OpenCV. And here we have a function which is pi_r_down, and we want to create a smaller version of our this image, and this image is stored in our image variable. So here we have to pass our image variable. That's it. Now using the same way, we will create our larger image also. Now copy this one and paste it here. Change the variable name and it will be larger. And from here we have to change the function name also, and it will be pi_r_up. And now one by one we have to show the image. So that's why call our cv2.imshow. And first I want to show our original image. So now we have to give a screen name and it will be original. And our original image is stored in our image variable. Now copy this one and then paste it 2 more times. And then second I want to show our larger image, and here we have to change the variable and it will be also larger. And then I want to show our smaller image, and the variable name will be also smaller. Now let's run this program. And guys, here you can see that we have our smallest image, and then we have our largest image, and then we have our original image. Now after learning how to create image pyramid using OpenCV, now it is time to move on our last method, which is edge detection in OpenCV. And for edge detection using OpenCV, we can use Canny function which comes with OpenCV. Now let's see an example. For edge detection using OpenCV, first we have to import our OpenCV using CV2. Then we have to create a variable, and inside this variable we have to store our input image using our imread function. And for detecting our edges, we are going to use Canny method. So that's why let's take a variable, and the variable name will be Canny, and then call our OpenCV, and we have a Canny function. And I want to use this Canny method on our main image, and our this image is stored in our image variable. So we have to pass our image variable, and then we have to give 2 values here. One is 20 and one will be 170. You can use any values here. Just do some experiment with these values. And then we have to call our cv2.imshow, and now I want to show our output image. So that's why we have to give a screen name, and it will be Canny. And then we have to pass our Canny variable. That's it. Now if I run this program, here you can see that we have our output image, and we can see our all the edges. And by writing only 5 lines of code, we can detect the edges of any images. That's it guys. Today I have shown you 10 different methods using OpenCV, and it will be really helpful for you for computer vision projects. And I hope you learned some basics of OpenCV library. And if you guys really do, then please subscribe, like this video, and press the bell icon for the future videos. And if you guys have any question about this video, please let me know in my comment section. That's it guys, let's see you in our next tutorial.